Education sows the knowledge that guides the actions and goals of each.
Education instills hope in people with dreams and aspirations.
And during the pandemic, it serves as a vaccine that brings healing to our society and a cure that will lead to prosperity.
That is why today we will give appreciation and recognition to all the students who worked hard in school year 2021-2022. Come join us and take a look at our themed virtual Moving Up ceremony.
K-12 graduates pursuing dreams and fostering resilience in the face of adversity. To formally begin with our virtual program today, let's join in singing our national anthem through an audiovisual presentation.
This will be immediately followed by prayer and singing of Region 1 hymn, Pangasinan hymn, Municipal hymn, and hymn of our school through an audiovisual presentation.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Heavenly Father, thank you for your guidance and protection to all of us, especially to our learners for the whole school year. Amidst the COVID-19 pandemic, we ask for your forgiveness for all our shortcomings. And today, we humbly come to you, asking for your presence as we hold our moving up ceremony. Please light the way for our learners as they embark on the new journey ahead of them. Grant them knowledge and wisdom to make decisions that are pleasing to you and according to your will. We ask this through Christ our Lord and Savior. Amen.
And the rivers, to the great and winding trails, to the shores where breezes linger. That's the place I love so well. It's the home of men who love her, men who died to keep us free, men who told no bad the weather, that we want will never be. Region 1, oh Region 1, there's no better place I see. Region 1, oh Region 1, dearest home by far to me. From her care I learn my lessons, in her veils I work and play. She has kept me safe and happy as I live on day by day. Though to other lands I wander, as I search for wealth and fame, in my heart I will remember Region 1, beloved name. Region 1, oh Region 1, there's no better place I see. Region 1, oh Region 1, dearest, oh my far to thee. Other lands I wander, as I search for wealth and fame. In my heart I will remember Region 1, beloved name. Region 1! Pangasinan niya binabli, Duri ka, balay kung malasiki, say indingan mo mabikusunin. Agamilan, miso, manaruan, men masag terso panagbilay. Say ilalutan, say o gagutni, mangitang durot ngaran mong dili. Ibulyog sudayo mo, tandayo mintanin, pinaplika malasiki. Pagkakasakoy, biska kunot nagamuran, panani siya, lawas sa Diyos siya katawan. Masagradon ngaran, tawermin katuan, teman sa siya'y aligwas na bilay, mabuhay ka, balay kung malasiki. Sikay sekder tan ilalumi, sika suaruan tan lakapan, hanggat samput na panahon. Say linggas mo kumon at magnayon, matalunan inspirasyon. Si kamiran anak mo, lingkod na luyag mo, pinablika malasiki. Pagkakasakoy, biskag kumulat na gamuran, panani siya, lawas sa Diyos siya katawan. Masagradon ngaran, tawermin katuan, teman sa siya'y aligwas na bilay, mabuhay ka, balay kung malasiki. Sikay sekder tan ilalumi, sika suaruan tan lakapan, hanggat samput na panahon. Say linggas mo kumon at magnayon, matalunan inspirasyon. Si kamiran anak mo, lingkod na luyag mo, pinablika malasiki. Itanduroy ngaran, luyag na Pangasinan, pinablika mabuhay ka malasiki. Pinablika mabuhay ka malasiki.
Nalsian-Tomling National High School, ikaw ang tahanan ng mga isipan, uhaw sa kaalaman. Ikaw ang nagturo sa amin, ang Diyos ay kilalanin. Maging makabayan at makakalikasan. Kami ngayon ay naririto, nagagalak ang aming puso at sa iyo'y nangangako. Kami magiging mabuting ehemplo, saan man kami ay patutungo. Hindi lilimot sa iyo. Nalsian-Tomling National High School, ikaw ang tahanan ng mga isipang uhaw sa kaalaman. Ikaw ang nagturo sa amin, ang Diyos ay kilalanin. Maging makabayan at makakalikasan. Kami ngayon ay naririto, nagagalak ang aming puso at sa iyo'y nangangako. Kami magiging mabuting ehemplo, saan man kami ay patutungo. Hindi lilimot sa iyo. Nalsian-Tomling
welcome message coming from the grade 10 student with high honors, Mr. Danilo A. Di Guzman.
To our guest of honor speaker, confirming guest, Dr. Nila U. Ferrer, our beloved school administrator, Dr. Armando S. Victorio, equally competent members, barangay officials of Nalsian Norte, Nalsian Sur, Tumling, Guliman, and Pakuan, headed by their respective barangay captain. PTA officers headed by the PTA President Mrs. Leonora Di Humo. Ever supportive parents, visitors, fellow completers, schoolmates, friends, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant afternoon to one and all. Today, we are having the moving up ceremony for all the grade 10 completers with the theme K-12 graduates, pursuing dreams and fostering resilience in the face of adversity. As what the DepEd Secretary Leonor Magtolas Briones said, we committed to our mandate to enhance the quality of education, broaden its access, and ensure its relevance in the rapidly changing world, and endeavor to address each challenge by instituting programs and reforms in the department. This means that the program implemented by Department of Education with the purpose of upbringing, creating, and preparing the young people to be equipped with knowledge and skills that they can use in the future for the progress of the country. We have all dreamed and are still dreaming of living in a progressive and innovative society. Well, who knows? One of us here will become an inventor, a scientist, or someone who will bring a great economic change to this beloved country that has never been experienced before. Some of us here may be thinking that these are impossible to achieve. My point here is, nothing is impossible if you have faith in yourself. 10 years from now, which may be a decade, is quite too far. You can be a doctor, a nurse, a lawyer, an engineer, or a great leader. You can be anything. All you need to do is work on it. Be diligent and believe that impossible things can be possible. As we enter the senior high school, let us not be afraid of what awaits us. Let us always be optimistic about the future. Don't be afraid of something. If fears conquer the confidence inside you, trust and show the best in you. You don't have to be afraid of what you are. Remember, we are all human, and from time to time, human makes a difference. Embrace change as a normal trend of existence. So, on behalf of the grade 10 completers this school year 2021-2022, I welcome you all in today's moving up ceremony, which is the beginning of our time to step up on a higher level of development. The time to show what is the best in us. The start of creating an innovative and progressive country out from the skills and talents that we possess. Thank you, and once again, good afternoon.
At this point, let us hear our beloved principal, Dr. Armando S. Victorio, as he presents the completers.
May I ask all the candidates for completion to please stand. Good afternoon. Dr. Nila U. Ferrer, Public Schools District Supervisor. Ma'am, after careful scrutiny of the requirements submitted in my office, I have found that we have completed the requirements for completion. I therefore certify that these candidates for completion have fully satisfied the requirements prescribed by the Department of Education. I therefore have the honor to present to you the candidates for completion of Nalsian-Tomling National High School this school year 2021-2022, composed of 110 males and 79 females, with a total of 189. Ma'am, we now await for your confirmation.
At this juncture, let's listen to the conferment and message from our dedicated and hardworking Public Schools District Supervisor of Malasikitu, Dr. Nila U. Ferrer.
By the authority vested in me, with the officer in charge, Office of the Schools Division Superintendent of SDO 1 Pangasinan, and acting upon the recommendation of your principal, Dr. Armando S. Victorio, that you have successfully completed all the requirements as prescribed by the Department of Education for junior high school, I, Nila U. Ferrer, Public Schools District Supervisor of Malasiqui District 2, hereby confer your completion rights today and declare you as junior high school completers of Nalsian-Tomling National High School. I therefore confer upon you all the rights and privileges thereto appertaining. Congratulations!
Let us also hear the message from the esteemed managers and advocates of education in our country. Regional Director, Dr. Tolentino G. Aquino, Officer in Charge, Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Ellie S. Ubaldo, and message from the Assistant Schools Division Superintendents, Dr. Maria Criselda G. Ochang, and Dr. Diosdado I. Cayabyab.
I lead the Department of Education Region 1 in extending warm greetings and heartfelt congratulations to the school administrators, faculty members, non-teaching personnel, parents, guardians, graduates, completers, and awardees for the school year 2021-2022. My dear graduates, completers, and awardees, your success is indeed a milestone. Amidst inevitable challenges brought by the COVID-19 pandemic, you conquered them with determination and commitment, leading you closer to reach your dreams. The department is so proud to have learners like you, motivated in achieving the citadel of higher learning. You have indeed demonstrated an exemplary academic performance. Let your graduation and moving up ceremonies be a reminder that you are capable to achieve your aspirations and ambitions. Writer Liam James said, "Dreams are like stars. You may never touch them, but if you follow them, they will lead you to your destiny." True enough, your persistence, patience, and most importantly, your faith in the Almighty will bring you to the highest level of your dreams and become the best that you can be. To our beloved parents, we commend you for your genuine sacrifices in performing your significant role as partners in the learning and development of our learners, especially during the implementation of distance learning. DepEd Region 1 deeply appreciates your earnest efforts, dedication, perseverance, support, and love you unselfishly gave to our learners. Likewise, we extend sincerest gratitude to all the local government units, community leaders, and other external partners for your continuing efforts and initiatives for DepEd Region 1. You steadfastly stood with us during difficult times and provided every assistance so that quality education be delivered to learners. Your collaboration and engagement will always be our inspiration. Again, congratulations and may you have a wonderful and blessed graduation and moving up ceremony.
Isang pagpupugay at maalab na pagbati sa ating mga principals, head teachers, teachers in charge, mga guro, non-teaching personnel, mga magulang, graduates, completers, at awardees. Mga mahal kong graduates, completers, at awardees, ang inyong nakamit na tagumpay ay may tuturing na milestone. Isang tagumpay na nalampasan ang ibayong pagsubok. Sa gitna ng mga pagsubok na dala ng COVID-19, nalampasan ninyo ang mga ito sa pamamagitan ng determinasyon at commitment. Ako'y humahanga at nagagalak sa ipinakita ninyong katapangan na nagpapakita ng inyong exemplary academic performance. Maging alaala sana ang graduation at moving up ceremonies na ito na kaya ninyong lampasan ang anumang pagsubok, makamit lamang ang inyong mga pangarap. Ang inyong mga pangarap ay may hahalin tulad sa isang bituin. Hindi mo man kayang hawakan, ngunit kung patuloy mong susundan ang kanyang liwanag, ay dadalhin kanya sa iyong destinasyon. Ang destinasyon na pagkamit ng iyong pangarap. Maging mas masigasig pa sana kayo. Mas maging matiisin at higit sa lahat, pagtibayin ang paniniwala sa Diyos. Gawin lagi ang tama at dapat. Galingan. Become the best that you can be. Huwag kalimutang magpasalamat sa inyong mga magulang at mga guro. Sa ating mga mahal na magulang, salamat sa inyong mga sakripisyo. Ginampanan ninyo ang napakahalagang papel bilang aming mga partners sa pag-aaral ng inyong mga anak, lalo na sa implementasyon ng distance learning. Patuloy na aasa ang DepEd sa inyong suporta at tulong. Sa mga school heads at mga guro, huwag tayong magsawang gampanan ang ating sinumpaang tungkulin. Ayon nga sa ating mahal na kalihim, whatever is happening in the country, whatever challenges we are facing, education must continue. Education cannot wait. Our learners cannot wait. Ang aming ding pasasalamat sa PTA, provincial government, sa mga local government units, at sa lahat ng mga stakeholders na hindi kami iniwan at ibinigay ang buong suporta para may pagpatuloy ang pag-aaral ng ating mga anak sa gitna ng pandemya. Congratulations! Magandang buhay sa ating lahat!
It is a pleasure on my part to commend you on one of your triumphs in your graduation and moving up ceremonies as guided by the theme K-12 graduates, pursuing dreams and fostering resilience in the face of adversity. In the book 5 Second Rule, Mel Robbins states, "Courage is the ability to do things that feel difficult, scary, or uncertain. That's the true power of courage. It reveals you, the greatest version of you. Discover your courage and you will be capable of accomplishing and experiencing anything you dream about. Yes, even changing the world." You, as our graduates for school year 2021 to 2022, have survived the most difficult instance that ever existed in education. You have endured the psychological and intellectual challenge of learning and mastering the competencies, most often by yourselves. The nitty-gritty task of supplementing and reaching the learners done by our teacher heroes, parents, partners, and community have fastened the sprouting power in you, in every child, and every graduate that we have. Moving up or graduating today is a tight seize of that dream, and standing firm on stage echoes pliability. You are the true image of strength, and may you be steered unceasingly by the rod toward your dreams. Congratulations, Batch 2021 to 2022.
My warmest greetings and congratulations to the members of graduating class Batch 2022 for successfully finishing the school year amidst COVID-19 pandemic. I understand the challenges you've gone through, and I believe that these challenges had made you more persistent and remain steadfast in continuing the race until you reach the finish line, your graduation. As a graduate of K-12 basic education, you are now ready to face another chapter of your life. The skills, knowledge, and competencies that you have acquired will be your weapon in your next battle. Some of you may continue college education. Others may opt to put up a business of their own. And some may seek for an employment. Whatever is your choice, make sure it is your passion, your interests, and what you would like to do. The pandemic had not stopped you in pursuing your dreams, but rather, it had made you more resilient in facing the challenges in life. Continue to conquer your battles, be it within you or from the outside world, and be victorious. To the teachers, school officials, and staff, congratulations for producing another batch of graduates equipped with quality education. To the parents and other education stakeholders, thank you for continuously supporting our schools and education of our learners. Let's all work hand in hand for our learners to reach their dreams and aspirations in life. Congratulations, graduates, Batch 2022.
At this moment, let us acknowledge the officers, faculty, parents, and students who have surpassed the challenges in the junior high school in Nalsian-Tomling National High School, under the leadership of our hardworking advisors from 10th grade.
The faculty and staff of Nalsian-Tomling National High School. Dr. Armando S. Victorio, School Principal 1. From Senior High School. Dr. Erlindo P. Sergote, Master Teacher 2, Senior High School Coordinator, LRMDS Coordinator, SBM Coordinator, Guidance Teacher Designate, Senior High School. Janine Leia D. Ico, Teacher 2, 11 ICT Advisor. Jean B. Piano, Teacher 2, 11 ICT Advisor, TPL Coordinator. Lenny Ann M. Domingo, Teacher 2, 11 HE Advisor, Senior High School Waste Management Coordinator. Maria Irene B.G. Sago, Teacher 2, 12 ICT Advisor. Diana P. Cayago, Teacher 2, 12 HE Advisor, Senior High School GAT Coordinator. Jerry B. Centino, Teacher 2, Senior High School Property Custodian. Junior High School. Dr. Cristina S. Doria, Master Teacher 1, Junior High School Coordinator, Science Coordinator. Rizalyn C. De La Cruz, Teacher 2, Filipino Coordinator, School Reading Program and Filipino Coordinator, Supreme Student Government Advisor. Marla C. Palaganas, Teacher 3, Grade 8 Advisor, Supreme Student Government Advisor. Marife C. Rivera, Teacher 1, School Librarian. Benji F. Velasquez, Teacher 2, Grade 10 Advisor, School Paper Advisor in Philippines. Vivian D.G. Morales, Teacher 3, English Coordinator, School Reading Program and English Coordinator, Clinic Teacher. Jenica J. Martinez, Teacher 3, Grade 8 Advisor, Okay sa DepEd Coordinator. Jenny D.G. Galletes, Teacher 3, Grade 9 Advisor, 4-Piece Coordinator. Jeneline C. Macaranas, Teacher 1, School Paper Advisor in English, Website Manager, LRMDS Coordinator, School Information Coordinator. Louis J. Ursua, Teacher 1, Grade 7 Advisor, Boy Scout of the Philippines, or BSP. Maribeth P. Tamundong, Teacher 3, Mathematics Coordinator, School Statistician. Lorna M. Untalan, Teacher 3, Girl Scout of the Philippines, Junior High School God Coordinator, Guidance Teacher Designate in Junior High School. Alminda D.P. Facon, Teacher 3, Adopt a School Program. Rosalie Joyce Ermino, Teacher 1, Grade 7 Advisor. Jelly Joy Opguar, Teacher 1, Grade 8 Advisor. Maria Edna Nice Deljo, Teacher 1, Grade 9 Advisor, ALS Coordinator. Shin Mariel Montemayor, Teacher 1, Grade 9 Advisor, Junior High School Waste Management Coordinator. Don Alfred De Leon, Teacher 1, Grade 10 Advisor, Red Cross Coordinator. Arnel Likiran, Teacher 1, Grade 10 Advisor, SDRRMC Coordinator. Jermeline M. Bautista, Teacher 1, Grade 7 Advisor. Sherwin N. Hakalne, Teacher 3, Property Custodian, Purchase Officer. Mina Joy I. Salupayo, Teacher 3, Grade 9 Advisor, Araling Panlipunan Coordinator. Angela C. Kamurungan, Teacher 3, Grade 10 Advisor, NDEP Coordinator. Janet C. Nevado, Teacher 3, Grade 7 Advisor. Cherry T. Opguar, Teacher 3, Grade 8 Advisor. Juvie C. Ragindin, Teacher 3, Grade 9 Advisor. Harleen G. O. Santos, Teacher 3, Edukasyon sa Pagpapahalaga Coordinator. Jonalyn P. Solis, Teacher 1, Grade 7 Advisor. Egina C. Garcia, Teacher 3, Grade 8 Advisor, TLE Coordinator, WINS Coordinator. Elizabeth J. Maningdin, Teacher 3, Canteen in Charge. Evelyn M. Aquino, Teacher 1, Feeding Program Coordinator. Honorato F. Ico, Teacher 3, ICT Coordinator on Infrastructure, Physical Facilities Coordinator. Marvin D. Manzon, Teacher 1, LIS EPEIS Coordinator, ICT Coordinator on Data Management. Orland D.G. Olivares, Teacher 3, MAPE Coordinator, PE Sports Coordinator. Romalyn D. Diguerto, Teacher 3, Grade 10 Advisor, Brigada Eskwela Coordinator. Non-teaching personnel. Josephine E. Ramos, Administrative Assistant 3. Melanie F. Austria, Administrative Assistant 2.
Grade 10, Kamurungan. Angela C. Kamurungan, Advisor. Balanga Jimuel A., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Rolando R. Balanga. Balanga Nathaniel A., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Rolando R. Balanga. Bukirin Darren M., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Virgilio M. Bukirin. Kamurungan Kyle G., the son of Mrs. Maribel G. Kamurungan. Kaunsiran Merlo C., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Numeriano M. Kaunsiran. De Guzman Kino P., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Glenn S. De Guzman. De La Cruz John Patton E., the son of Mr. and Mrs. John C. De La Cruz. De La Cruz Jomarie E., the son of Mr. and Mrs. John C. De La Cruz. Fabia Johnrick M., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ricardo M. Fabia. Fabia Lance G., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Rolando M. Fabia. Gayeta Joshua P., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ramel M. Gayeta. Iko Mark Anthony D., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Arsenio M. Iko. Jimenez Iron M., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Cesar G. Jimenez. Mejia Mickey Q., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Orlando F. Mejia. Miss Lang Francis J.D., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Jimmy C. Mislang. Montemayor Ivans Vince R., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Vincent M. Montemayor. Palumino John Chester D., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Cesar M. Palumino. Solano Jerome F., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Zalde G. Solano. Violante Mignon G., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Raul R. Violante. Esmeralda Tricia May V., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jopilo Jr. M. Esmeralde. Buko Rania L., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Romel S. Buko. The twin Giselle May D., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jesse C. the twin. Fabia Giovanna G., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Pedro P. Fabia. Junio Eliza Grace P., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Bonifacio M. Junio. Manzon Eriniel A., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Fernando C. Manzon. Mejia Erica Joy E., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Noel M. Mejia. Montemayor Harmy C., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Romulo T. Montemayor. Guar Jillian A., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Gilbert D. Guar. Pakala Eliza May A., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Orlando P. Pakala. Payumo Angel G., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Marcelino T. Payumo. Peralta Genevieve G., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Joji F. Peralta. Tirado Trixie Kyle P., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Artemio Tirado. Turalba Ashley Joyce S., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Abraham B. Turalba. Turalba Kimberly D., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Joseph G. Turalba. Torres Hazelyn D.C., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Lorenzo B. Torres. Williamil Jennifer G., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Dennis A. Williamil.
Grade 10 Tiguerto, Roman D. Tiguerto, Advisor. Baisa GNV, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Guillermo Jr. M. Baisa. Borja Reynald M., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Romeo M. Borja. Buenaventura Jayman V., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Manuel C. Buenaventura. Claveria John Daniel, the son of Miss Victoria M. Claveria. Cosmo Daniel Jr. G., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Daniel Sr. V. Cosme. De la Cruz Mark Jimson O., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Jimmy J. De La Cruz. Iglesias Christopher, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Carlito G. Britannia. La Madrid Denver V., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Angelito U. La Madrid. Macaraeg Adrian C., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Hilario A. Macaraeg. Macaraeg Carlo J. P., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Jason B. Macaraeg.
Makaraug Lawrence R., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Enrique A. Makaraug. Magad King Ivan M., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Renato G. Magad. Mejia John Lionel P., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Victor V. Mejia. Palaganas Marcos Jr. T., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Marcos Sr. I. Palaganas. Palaganas Mark Ryan D.V., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Alfredo I. Palaganas. Pereras John Lawrence B., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Dennis M. Pereras. Rosario Jericho E., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Fernando Jr. G. Rosario. Rosario Jomar O., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Fernando D. Rosario. Soriano Rodel F., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ernesto P. Soriano. Almazan Tricia May, the daughter of Miss Erlinda E. Almazan. Arenas Bristol Ann D., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Leo C. Arenas. Santino Laika Joy, the daughter of Miss Nessie V. Santino. Eugenia Myra D., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Rodolfo M. Eugenia. Magalong Valerie B., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Daniel D. Magalong. Maga Cristel A., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ryan A. Magat. Magsino Kristen Ann C., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Paquito M. Magsino. Manangan Girly E., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Nazario P. Manangan. Mejia Janelle E., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Eduardo I. Mejia. Nevado Cassandra C., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Warlito D. Nevado. Pereras Wendy C., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jerry P. Pereras. Rosario Kristen E., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Fernando G. Rosario Jr. Sapar Almia A., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Aldrich G. Sapar. Sergote Margie Ann T., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Marlon E. Sergote. Soriano Kimberly F., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ronald P. Soriano.
Grade 10 De Leon. Don Alfred M. De Leon, Advisor. Alcantara John G., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Simplicio D. Alcantara. Armas Giancarlo B., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Patricio S. Armas. Kalimlim Joey C., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Domingo S. Kalimlim. Kalimlim Russell Ivan C., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Arnold B. Kalimlim. Calo Merrill James D., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Reynaldo A. Calo. Caragan Emmanuel V., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Jessie G. Caragan. Chato Jared Adrian M., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Mario T. Chato. Iko R.J. A., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ardon P. Iko. Iligan Elmer R., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ellie L. Iligan. Mangantulaw John Clark S., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ryan B. Mangantulaw. Medina Gunter P., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Jumar G. Medina. Navarro Angelo J., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Zaldi M. Navarro. Palima Andrew A., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Pedro C. Palima. Patingo John Emmanuel M., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Norberto A. Patingo. Resultay Davemar M., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Tony T. Resultay. Sergote Justin D., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Sammy P. Sergote. Sergote Marlon P., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Efren P. Sergote. Soriano Clarence A., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Mario M. Soriano. Ralva Verhel D., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Rolando F. Toralba. Orlando Lito T., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Samuel S. Orlando. Valdez Gilbert I., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Zaldi T. Valdez. Kamorongan Samantha D., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Sammy A. Kamorongan. Caragan Riza R., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Danny M. Caragan. Katli Elaine G., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Johnny L. Katli. De la Cruz Sara Lee C., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Zaldi V. de la Cruz. Garcia Desirine A., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Tirso C. Garcia. Honrado Lenny T., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Lito S. Honrado. Honrado Leslie T., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Lito S. Honrado. Iko Sandy A., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ardon P. Iko. Macaranas Mary Rose S., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Manny L. Macaranas. Molina Cristina S., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ricky L. Molina. Nunez Leslie Joy I., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Michael B. Nunez. Paningbatan Erica C., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Rodolfo F. Paningbatan. Ferreras Mary Ann S., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Dionisio A. Ferreras.
Ripel Likiran, Army D. Likiran, Advisor. Avalos Raymart D., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Hermanio I. Avalos. Avalos Samuel Jr. D., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Samuel Sr. J. Avalos. Saway Antonio Jr. T., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Antonio Sr. F. Alsaway. Almazan Christian R., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Romulo E. Almazan. Padillo Giancarlo C., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ruel Y. Badillo. Bautista Adrian S., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Arnel C. Bautista. Brillante John Paul M., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Malvin B. Brillante. Caballero DJ Vince S., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Georgie D. Caballero. Cabansag Bryle Ashley G., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Felix J. Cabansag. Kalimlim Adrian A., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Alfredo S. Kalimlim. De Guzman Danilo A., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Billy P. De Guzman. De Guzman Danaro L., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Zaldi D. De Guzman. Gandia John Dave E., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Rolando D. Gandia. Garcia Aris C., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Manuel Jr. P. Garcia. Garcia Joan Casmir D., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Marco Q. Garcia. Kiko Yazid A., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Conrato F. Kiko. Lamsan Prince Allen Menard P., the son of Miss Marichu P. Lamsan. Manangan Jensan M., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Marcos Jr. D. Manangan. Minor Aaron John M., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Saturnino D. Minor Jr. Morales Lito Jonathan D.G., the son of retired SPO4 and Mrs. Antonio D. Morales Jr. Navarro Crispin Jr. L., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Crispin Sr. S. Navarro. Sergote Ronjan P., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ronald P. Sergote. Tobias John Ray H., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Johnny C. Tobias. Turalba Benji M., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Joselito C. Turalba. Turalba Chris Lawrence P., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Noe T. Turalba. Valdez Aaron F., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Alberto T. Valdez. Valdez Jonathan S., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Efren C. Valdez. Valencia Jedi Song Q., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Lorendo C. Valencia. Aquino Joanne D., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Junicio Aquino. Barboza Maria Tricia Jane P., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. J. M. Barbosa. Benitez Aurea J., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Cesar H. Benitez. Brase Queenie Jomeril D.G., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jomar T. Brase. Calaton Rhea Kim Yu, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ray D. Calaton. Kalimlim Laika May B., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Larry S. Kalimlim. Kalulut Lailani B., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Isagani V. Kalulut. Kayabyab Nika D.G., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Marvin G. Kayabyab. Kos Hannah Jane B., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jesse F. Kos. De la Cruz Melikit C., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Willie M. De La Cruz. Gonzales Jessamay L., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jesse B. Gonzales. Junio Noemi D., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Nestor S. Junio. Junio Rizel B., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Rafael Jr. B. Junio. Martinez Hannah Jane M., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Rolly I. Martinez. Oranza Chelsea May M., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jaime T. Oranza. Palumino Jade Nicole M., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ramil J. Palomino. Palumino Shairika S., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Manny B. Palumino. Ramos Jean Rona B., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Rodrigo D. Ramos. Rosales Justin M., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jomar R. Rosales. Rosario Jacqueline S., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Johnny V. Rosario. Binoya Altea Faith C., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Federico Jr. P. Binoya.
Grade 10 Velasquez, Benji F. Velasquez, Advisor. Balagtas Dudsmere Josh O., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Rexon M. Balagtas. Barquilia Raymark E., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ricky B. Barquilia. Kauntoy Clark Rainiel B., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Renato P. Kauntoy. Claveria Mark Angelo I., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Marvin R. Claveria. De la Cruz Dave L., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ben M. De la Cruz. Eco Adrian Paulo S., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ismael P. Eco. Fabia Edmar Ivan L., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Edmond I. Fabia. Gutierrez Ryan G., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Rodel I. Gutierrez. Ico Mark Anthony E., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Michael D. Ico. Iglesias Adrian John, the son of Miss Isa T. Iglesias. Iglesias Justin D., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Domingo Jr. T. Iglesias. Lucindo Jovan G., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Isagani L. Lucindo. Martinez Joey G., the son of Mrs. Teresita G. Martinez. Mende Nelson B., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Leo B. Mende. Morales John Vincent F., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ariel G. Morales. Morano Leo F., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Romeo F. Morano. Morano Ronnie F., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Romeo F. Morano. Palaganas King Jobert D., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Albert V. Palaganas. Plaza J. Nino, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Saturnino D. Aquino. Ramos Mark Jericho O., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ernesto F. Ramos. Rodelas Daniel M., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Joel R. Rodelas. Salusagcol Lowy S., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Nicanor S. Salusagcol. Uson John Mark M., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Jepti E. Uson. Kagata Shelo C., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Angelo T. Kagata. De Guzman Geraldine B., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Kevin C. De Guzman. Doloque Darren D., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Domingo A. Doloque. Fabia Jessica U., the daughter of Mrs. Zaira U. Fabia. Iko Katrina T., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ricky I. Iko. Iko Melissa D.G., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Melesio O. Iko. Iko Sarah Jane A., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Saturnino P. Iko. Junio Rosana F., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Edward S. Junio. Lomboy Leslie P., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Roger S. Lomboy. Madel Josel Ann F., the daughter of Mrs. Celia F. Madel. Martinez Joy G., the daughter of Mrs. Teresita G. Martinez. Morales Zairine Isabel S., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Clifford G. Morales. Roselio Rhea P., the daughter of Mrs. Salvacion P. Roselio.
Again, congratulations to all of you who surpassed challenges in the 10th grade. May this ceremony be a reminder that it is not all over, but only a beginning to continue the journey towards your dreams.
One of our most awaited moments in this program is the awarding of certificates and awards to students who have demonstrated their talents and skills in the school year 2021-2022.
Here are the Academic Excellence Awardees from Grade 7 Ermino. Bustarde Christopher Kyle S., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Edwino M. Bustarde, with honors. Caragan Jomar Rainiel S., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Noel M. Caragan, with honors. De la Cruz Maggicio, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Jimmy J. De La Cruz, with honors. Elarma Kaiselen P., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Catherine P. Elarma, with honors. Piga Lawrence E., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Clement A. Piga, with honors. Salupayo Zaira I., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ronnie A. Salupayo, with honors. Here are the Academic Excellence Awardees from Grade 7 Mejia. Obwar Maika C., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Benji D. Obwar, with highest honors. Austria Lady Henry Lynn R., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Henry L. Austria, with honors. Junio Aaron Gabriel C., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Joey S. Junio, with honors. Junio Rian D.C., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Rafael Jr. B. Junio, with honors. Lamsen Vince Lester D.C., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Elmerson T. Lamsen, with honors. Mamaril Jericho L., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Eric S. Mamaril, with honors. Salinas John Allen M., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Albert C. Salinas, with honors. Villacacan Adeline B., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Mansueto Jr. D. Villacacan, with honors. Here are the Academic Excellence Awardees from Grade 7 Nevado. Aban Patricia May A., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Dominador Q. Aban, with honors. Alvarez Ken Leonard B., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Jo Marie C. Alvarez, with honors. Edra Marqueneth H., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Francisco M. Edra, with honors. Pinlak Yesha Ann L., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Alberto C. Pinlak, with honors. Serrano Byron Kyle B., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Pedro D. Serrano Jr., with honors. Toralba Mark Renzo N., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Renato C. Toralba, with honors. Here are the Academic Excellence Awardees from Grade 7 Solid. Iko Angelica T., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ricky I. Iko, with honors. Iko Angelina T., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ricky I. Iko, with honors. Here are the Academic Excellence Awardees from Grade 7 Ursula. Lomboy Christine Joy A., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Christopher I. Lomboy, with honors. Mejia Sofia Alaysa C., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jomedes S. Mejia, with honors. Academic Excellence Awardee from Grade 8 Garcia. Medina Ferlin G., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Alfredo Medina, with honors. Here are the Academic Excellence Awardees from Grade 8 J. Obwar. Benitez Eileen J., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Cesar H. Benitez, with honors. Iko Andrea Rain B., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Reynaldo B. Iko, with honors. Iko Heidi Luis A., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Honorato F. Iko, with honors. Manyaol Jean Blessed D.V., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jeffrey M. Manyaol, with honors. Mendoza Irish C., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Vinanti Mendoza, with honors. Panahon Maria Jenny Rose L., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. George L. Panahon, with honors. Peralta George Alia Bianca C., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. George P. Peralta, with honors. Valdez Crisame F., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Salvador C. Valdez, with honors. Here are the Academic Excellence Awardees from Grade 9 Deljo. Fausto Ariel U., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Agnes U. Fausto, with high honors. Tejada Jasmine P., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Philomena P. Tejada, with high honors. Junio Ian Christopher L., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Cristina L. Junio, with honors. Lara Azel Kim J., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jovelyn J. Lara, with honors. Morales Lawrence D.G., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Vivian D. Morales, with honors. Padilla Berlin Joy G., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Evangeline G. Padilla, with honors. Sergote Chico P., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Zaldi Sergote, with honors. Academic Excellence Awardee from Grade 9 Galletes. Soriano Ronaldin F., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ronald Soriano, with honors. Academic Excellence Awardees from Grade 9 Montemayor. Fabia Joseph I., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Lolita Fabia, with honors. Jimenez Irene M., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Cesar Jimenez, with honors. Here are the Academic Excellence Awardees from Grade 9 Ragindin. Bilar Yeshua S., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Jose Dante J. Bilar, with honors. De Guzman Elsa Marie B., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Darwin R. De Guzman, with honors. With honors, De La Cruz Jasmine Joy D., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Salvador B. De La Cruz. With honors, Palomino Krisha L., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Sherwin M. Palomino. Villarreal Marian B., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Anacleto C. Villarreal, with honors. Presenting the Academic Excellence Awardees from Grade 9 Salupayo. Awanan Prince Kim M., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Sami Awanan, with honors. With honors, Kalimlim Roniel D., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Rolando Kalimlim. With honors, De La Masa Mark Hilton D., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Feliciano De La Masa. Muñoz Reynaldo Jr. I., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Reynaldo Muñoz, with honors. With honors, Garcia Catherine, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Efren Tan. With honors, Salupayo Jasmine I., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Orlando Salupayo. Velasquez Jasmine B., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Eddie Velasquez, with honors. Here are the Academic Excellence Awardees from Grade 10 Longurungan. Buko Rania L., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ramil S. Buko, with honors. With honors, Peralta Genevieve G., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Georgie F. Peralta. With honors, Toralba Kimberly T., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Joseph G. Toralba. Academic Excellence Awardee from Grade 10 de Guerto. Arenas Crystal Ann D., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Leo C. Arenas, with honors. Academic Excellence Awardees from Grade 10 de Leon. With honors, Kamorongan Samantha D., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Sammy A. Kamorongan. Paningbatan Erica C., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Rodolfo F. Paningbatan, with honors. Here are the Academic Excellence Awardees from Grade 10 Likiran. With high honors, Benitez Aurea J., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Cesar H. Benitez. With high honors, De Guzman Danilo A., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Mirna A. De Guzman. With high honors, Valdez Jonathan S., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Efren C. Valdez. With honors, Barboza Maria Tricia Jane P., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. J. M. Barboza. With honors, Nico Yazid A., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Honorato F. Iko. With honors, Junio Rizel D., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Rafael B. Junio Jr. With honors, Lamsen Prince Allen Menard P., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Marichu P. Lamsen. With honors, Manangan Jensan M., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Marcos Jr. D. Manangan. With honors, Sergote Ronchan P., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ronald P. Sergote. With honors, Valencia Jedison Q., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Lorendo C. Valencia. With honors, Venuya Altea Faith C., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Federico Jr. P. Venuya. Here are the Academic Excellence Awardees from Grade 10 Velasquez. Barquilia Raymar E., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ricky B. Barquilia, with honors. Kagata Shelo C., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ancelotti Cagata, with honors. Doluque Darren D., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Domingo A. Doluque, with honors. With honors, Iko Katrina T., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ricky I. Iko. With honors, Madel Josel Ann F., the daughter of Mrs. Celia F. Madel. With honors, Morales Zairine Isabel F., daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Clifford G. Morales.
Again, a heartfelt congratulations to you all. Your efforts in education amidst the pandemic we are facing are truly invaluable.
To introduce us today to our guest of honor, here is the caring and effective faculty president, no other than Mrs. Almita D.P. Fago.
A victorious afternoon to each and everyone. I am so pleased to be with you today and to have the chance to introduce our guest of honor and speaker. Our guest of honor and speaker is a native of Barangay Patakbo, Basista, Pangasinan. She is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Eddie Bostarde. She graduated at Patakbo Elementary School as class valedictorian, batch 1998. She finished her secondary schooling here at Nalsian-Tomling National High School as salutatorian in 2002. On her tertiary schooling, she graduated at Philippine College of Science and Technology at Calasiao, Pangasinan with the degree Bachelor in Science in Computer Engineering batch 2008. When asked about her, who she is, may not be a surprise. After all, she had become the person she is now because of the virtues and values that were developed and nurtured in her education. Many may be said by others about our guest of honor and speaker, accounts of tales and stories, true and untrue, but what remains to be good and true is the fact that this woman of the hour is a woman incomparable to her genuine intentions to fulfill her chosen vocation as a devoted and dedicated registered master electrician. She had lived a very simple life ever since and is known to be undemanding despite her position and stature in life. She became a senior technical specialist at Teletech from January 2011 to August of the same year at Santa Rosa, Laguna, and handled supervisor calls and escalations for DSL and wireless internet connection issue for users located in Australia. On February 2012 to September 29, 2014, she transferred to StarTech Limited at Makati City and handled supervisor calls and client escalations for mobile network issues for users located in United States of America. On April 2016 to January 2020, she became an ADSL an NBN engineer at Orchid Cybertech Incorporated at Ortigas, Pasig, and handled open ticket or fault for TPG Telecom Australia. Recently, she is an IT analyst for Thomson Reuters. HCL Technologies Philippine Incorporated at McKinley Hill, Taguig City. Ladies and gentlemen, we are so lucky that she really finds way to be with us today, despite of the distance and her hectic schedule. Our guest of honor and speaker is a woman of virtue and simplicity. Indeed, she is a living inspiration to the young ones. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I feel very proud to present to you our guest of honor and speaker, Engineer Rowena Bravo Bostarde.
Hardworking principal, Dr. Armando Victorino, our brilliant teachers of Nalsian-Tomling National High School, parents, guardians, and completers, masantos si Kabwasan at si namin. Napakaganda ng ating tema. Sa okasyong ito ng pagtatapos, pursuing dreams and fostering resilience in the face of adversity. I believe that this thing is not only for completers or for graduates. This thing is for everyone. Lahat tayo may pangarap. Wala naman siguro sa atin ang walang pangarap or ambisyon sa buhay. But the only difference is, will it be just a dream for you? Or you will work hard to get it? Let me tell you a Pinoy joke, which I know many of you already heard this, but this really makes sense to me. Minsan, may isang teacher ang nagtanong sa kanyang mga estudyante kung ano ang gusto nila maging. Yung isa, gusto niya maging doktor para makapaggamot ng kapwa. Yung isa naman, gusto niya maging pulis para may pagtanggol niya ang kanyang mga kapwa. Si Jose naman, gusto niya maging presidente para makapagsilbi sa kapwa. Pero si Juan naman, ang gusto niya maging paglaki ay maging kapwa. Para hayaan. May mga tao talagang nagpupursige para abutin ang kanilang mga pangarap. Pero may mga tao din na hanggang pangarap lang. Tanong ko sa inyo ngayon, completers. Sino kayo doon? Would you rather be as kapwa? Same with Juan Paman. Think about it. Before you step to your next journey, you were guided by your advisors to choose which career path would you like to take. Simple lang. You just have to follow what your heart's desire and passion. At your young age, dapat alam mo na kung ano gusto mo. Dapat alam mo na kung anong pangarap mo. Dahil pangarap ang magsisilbing inspirasyon mo para magpursige sa anumang hamon na haharapin. Pursuing dreams, that takes a lot of courage and dedication. Courage to face challenges. Challenges that will make you from better to best. Hence, see challenges as opportunity. Opportunity that will lead you to become success. Do not afraid to dream big. Do not afraid to fail. Normal lang ang mabigo. Normal lang ang madapa. Ang importante, bumabangon ka at pinagpapatuloy mo ang laban para sa iyong pangarap. Let me share to you some tough days that inspired me to keep going. Sa murang edad, namulat na ako sa kahirapan. Marami kasi kami magkakapatid. Masaya na ako kung 5 piso ang baon ko. Bagamat ako'y payat at maliit, madalas akong isama sa iba't ibang lugar para sa contest. KKB, kanya-kanyang baong pagkain. Kaya si Mama, laging namumroblema kung ano yung ipapabaon niya dahil wala kaming pera. Humihiram na lang siya sa tindahan. Total, pag nakadiskarte si Papa, agad naman itong binabayaran. Nevertheless, we were consistent as first honor from grade 1 to 6 kami na ate ko. Kahit ang ibang bansa ng aking mama, hindi pa rin naging madali sa amin or sa akin ang makapagtapos sa kolehiyo. Maraming pagsubok ang pinagdaanan, maraming balakid ang nalampasan. Isa sa hindi ko malilimutan nung ako'y nasa kolehiyo. Naikumpara ko ang registration form ng isang kaklase ko. Malinis ang likod. Fully paid na pala siya sa matrikula. Malayo sa akin. Maraming pirma. Puro promissory note pala. Minsan nga sa isang semestre, buong semestre, promissory note lahat. Mabuti na lang, mabait ang may-ari ng paaralan. Nadadaan ko na lang sa pakiusapan. Ngunit hindi ko ito kinakahiya, bagkos pinagmamalaki ko pa. Dahil simbolo iyon ng isang mag-aaral na nagtsatsaga at nagsisikap sa kabila ng pagiging salat sa buhay. May mga pagkakataon din talagang kapos. Kahit pamasahe, ubos. Sa kadahilan ng ayaw kong lumiban, dumidiskarte na lang. Kahit pamasahe pagpasok lang. Bahala ng pangkain o pag-uwi. Basta mahalaga makarating lang. Total, pag nasa school naman, may mga kaibigan akong mauutangan. Napakasarap magtagumpay, lalong-lalo na ito yung tunay na pinaghirapan. Tiyaga at sipag ang iyong puhunan. Ito'y akin ang napatunayan nung ako'y nakapasa sa licensure examination for registered master electrician. Hindi ko ito inaasahan dahil lubos akong nahirapan. Ngunit nung makita ko ang aking pangalan sa dyaryo na isa sa mga nakapasa, si Mama ang una kong naalala. Ang paghihirap at pagsisakripisyo niya sa ibang bansa ay nabibigyan ko na ng halaga. My mom's life may have been short, but she always lives here in our heart. She believed in me. That's the best gift she ever gave. And that alone became my motivation to pursue my dreams and not to give up. I never thought of this day anymore. Though Mama and I dreamed of this together. Kaya para sa'yo ito, Ma. I know you're watching. I won't be here if it's not because of you. So I hope today, at least, I have made you proud again. We are now living in a digital world where information you need is just at your fingertip. So grab this opportunity to equip yourselves with full of knowledge. Don't stop learning, but please don't forget your values. Have dreams, but you should have goals. And to achieve your goals, you should have consistency and discipline. Don't forget to put God first in everything you do. Because with God, nothing is impossible. You'll only live once, so take chances, do your passion. However, who would have thought that the world would come to this pandemic? Many lives have been taken. This pandemic taught us one thing, that so many things are beyond our control, and so many things we cannot control. This is to remind us how to appreciate everything we have and always be grateful. Through pandemic, it has no doubt that it is extremely challenging. But you completers made it today. It is a proof that you are committed pursuing your dreams. So congratulations for a job well done. And please, take this chance para pasalamatan ang inyong mga magulang sa walang sawa nilang pagsuporta at paggabay. You are fortunate enough if you are with your parents. Don't hesitate to show how you appreciate their unconditional love. Mahigpit na yakap lang para sa po nilang katawan. Lubos na ang kanilang magiging kaligayahan. Today, this is not only for the success of our completers, but the success of our educators too. Let us acknowledge our teachers. Let us acknowledge their sacrifices and resilience in the midst of pandemic. Sa kabila ng pagsubok at nadulot ng pandemya, nanatili silang matatag at matibay upang maipagpatuloy nila ang pagbibigay ng kalidad na edukasyon sa mag-aaral. Kaya tunay kayong maituturing ng mga bayani. Hindi matatawaran ang inyong kasigpagan at dedikasyon sa napiling profesyon. So help me, students, express our gratitude to our teachers. Salamat, teachers. Salamat, mga guro. Lastly, I would like to thank you all for lending me your ears and opened your hearts to at least inspire you. To be invited as a guest of honor and speaker to my alma mater, Nalsian-Tomling National High School, is such a great privilege. It is my honor and pleasure to be part of this significant day. This is once-in-a-lifetime experience that I will treasure for the rest of my life. Kaya maraming salamat po. May God bless us all. Mabuhay.
No disease or pandemic we are experiencing will indeed prevent the provision of quality education for all Filipino students. Once again, thank you very much for the inspiration brought by our guest of honor, Engineer Rowena Bustamante.
Let us hear the congratulatory message coming from our Barangay Captain, Honorable Andres M. Tijada. PTA President, Mrs. Leonora Tijugo.
Una sa lahat, ang pagbibigay tulad sa ating buong may kapal, sa galang-galang, sa punong guro, Sir Armando Victorio, mga masisipag, mga maguro, mga estudyante, mga magulang, magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Tinalaga ang buwan na ito ng Hunyo upang ipagdiwang ang moving up. Sa araw na ito, kayo ay magtatapos sa junior high school. Ipagpatuloy at bigyan pansin ang iyong pag-aaral kasi may kasabihan na ang edukasyon susi sa kaunlaran. Maligayang pagtatapos, mabuhay tayong lahat at God bless us all. Salamat po.
Success can be seen by everyone, but not everyone can see the passion and hard work it took to achieve it. I congratulate you, my dear achievers and completers, that despite of the challenges brought by the pandemic, you still did your best. As a parent, I wish you a successful career ahead and a peaceful, happy life in the coming years. The champions of education, our tireless teachers, dedicated principal, loving parents and guardians, we thank you for your guidance. Again, my warmest congratulations to the completers and achievers of Nalsian-Tomling National High School, Batch 2022. A pleasant afternoon to everyone.
This program is also a good opportunity to hear at this point the message of the representative from the 10th grade of 10 Likiran. With high honors, Mr. Jonathan Valdez.
To our guest of honor and speaker, Engineer Rowena B. Bustarde, confirming guest, Dr. Nila U. Ferrer, our beloved school administrator, Dr. Armando S. Victoria, equally competent mentors, barangay officials of Nalsian Norte, Nalsian Sur, Tumling, Buliman, and Papuan, headed by the respective barangay captain, PTA officers, headed by the PTA President, Mrs. Leonora D. Humo, ever supportive parents, visitors, fellow completers, schoolmates, friends, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant afternoon to one and all. I feel deeply honored for giving this opportunity to speak before you. We are all gathered here virtually to witness once in a lifetime experience in our high school years. Our moving up ceremony with this year's theme, K-12 graduates, pursuing dreams and fostering resilience in the face of adversity. This theme highlights the Department of Education endeavor to address each challenge by instituting programs and reforms despite of the pandemic. DepEd fully implemented the K-12 curriculum and the aggressive reforms of Sulang Edukalidad to produce globally competitive learners and teachers. As I stand in front of you, I feel deeply enwrapped by a mixture of joy and sadness rising in my heart. Yes, I feel exceedingly the joy of having hurdled the rigors, the anxieties, and trials attendant to fair and clean competition. Likewise, I feel sad because some of my friends and classmates will leave our dear alma mater and will transfer to another school in pursuing their senior high school. Reminiscing ever the number of years spent successfully in our junior high school days is truly worth commending and inspiring despite of the pandemic. Having been catapulted to the highest rank is a triumph of hard work, honesty, consistent good studying habit, and of course, prayer for guidance in all my academic and extracurricular activities. Ladies and gentlemen, at this momentous event, hugging the limelight and basking in the joy. Admiration and affection from relatives and friends and everybody. The honor is not mine alone. And I would like to share those beautiful people who have somehow touched my life. To my beloved teachers and advisor, who have always challenged me to do my best, I will never forget you. You have been very good with your unceasing moral support and words of encouragement. My abbreviated years with you have taught me to become more mature and responsible student, having imbibed in me the right values and attitudes in life. To my fellow completers, may our 4-year stay in this respected alma mater enable us to attain our individual aspiration. Let us strive to make our dear alma mater to be proud of us by doing our level best. To all of you, our parents, this is the moment we most especially dedicate to you. From the bottom of our hearts, our endless love and gratitude. At this juncture, I would like to give special thanks and due recognition of two special persons who are so dear and closest to my heart. I am referring to my beloved Papang and Mamang, who have given me the best guidance, the best assistance in all my needs, and the right ambience in the luxury of their care. Mang, Pang, huwag kayong mag-alala. Pinapangako ko po na pagbubutihin ko po ang aking pag-aaral. At sisiguraduhin ko na hindi masasayang ang lahat ng inyong sakripisyo. Inararami kayo at maong. Salamat. Finally, to the greatest teacher of all times, our Lord Almighty, for making this moving up not only impossible and memorable event, but our collective achievement that every one of us can be proud of. As we are to finish, half-step, the portals of our dear alma mater, Nalsian-Tomling National High School, we commit ourselves to the ideals of which our school stands for integrity, service, and academic excellence. Wherever we are and whatever we shall be, we pledge to bring home laurels, honors, and diadem for her glory, as we have not burned the bridges behind. Let us therefore uphold and treasure this legacy, because surely it will empower and guide us towards the attainment of our school's vision and mission. To all of you, thank you very much. May God bless us all.
At this moment, let's give respect to our alma mater through pledge of loyalty headed by Aurea J. Benitez with high honors.
Pledge of loyalty. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. We, members of Class 2022 of Nalsian-Tomling National High School, do solemnly pledge to uphold the noble traditions and ideas of our alma mater and bring honors and glory to her name by working with utmost effort, efficiency, and integrity. Commit ourselves as new members to support the Alumni Association of our school and actively involve in its programs and activities to achieve its vision and mission, preserve the dignity and rich heritage of the land, and live up to the better hopes and expectations of our countrymen and divine Creator. So help us, Almighty God.
We might not be walking across the stage with cameras flashing and waiting on the days. It's been the journey has an end. I wouldn't change a moment. No, I wouldn't change a moment. I'm who I am because of you. Never known each other whole life. We're just a year apart. moments. I'm who I am because of you. Whether you know which are whole or just a year or two. And I'm grateful for the times we had. They'll get us through life's moments. Yeah, they'll get us through life's moments. Because of you, whether we know each other more, or just a year or two. I'm grateful for the times we'll never forget, so we can be in this moment, right here in this moment. I'm grateful for new beginnings. Right here in this moment.
To formally close our virtual program today, let's listen to the graceful and dedicated Master Teacher 1 and focal person of the Junior High School Department, Dr. Cristina S. Dorio.
To our very able school principal, Dr. Armando S. Victorio. To the senior high school focal person, Dr. Erlindo P. Sergote. The equally competent teaching and the non-teaching staff of the Nalsian-Tomling National High School, members of the completer class of 2022, beloved parents, barangay officials who are with us today, and to all our guests, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant afternoon to all. Before I formally close the program, allow me to congratulate our dear completers class of 2022, for you have reached the most awaited part of your lives. Despite the trials and challenges brought about by the ongoing pandemic, still you were able to stand the test of time. Think about all the online and offline classroom experiences, all the sleepless nights, the efforts, the grades, and all the stress. It all comes together here this afternoon. Your moving up ceremony. Moreover, let us not forget our educational leaders from the Department of Education, our SDO1 officials, our school administrator, our beloved parents, and most especially our teachers for giving you the best support system. Without them, you wouldn't be where you are right now, my dear completers. As you move on to your next journey, do not forget all the learnings, the disciplines, the values and character that the Nalsian-Tomling National High School has given you. We have prepared you the best education that you deserve. And when the life tells you no, find a way to keep things in perspective. As long as we live, walang imposible, lahat kakayanin. Good luck on your next journey and always remember, wherever you go, whatever you do, maintain that good attitude in you. Malayo ang mararating ng taong may mabuting pag-uugali. Once again, congratulations po, and I am now officially closing the program. God bless everyone.
Indeed, the root of wisdom is bitter, but the fruit is sweet, like the education that even though we went through the pandemic period, even though the journey we took was difficult, together we overcame it.
You are right, partner. It will be wonderful to reap the seeds of sacrifice and efforts of every teacher, parent, and student at the end of this school year. And as it continues, with every challenge of every opportunity, we are together again in the promotion of quality education, the education brand.
Once again, I'm Mr. Marvin Manzon.
And I am Miss Maria Ednanice Delcho,
Your Masters of Ceremony.
Thank you very much.
Have a great day, everyone.